leaf spring. What the heck am I gonna do with all this? I need to make a kitchen utensil. So let's get on with it. Get that heating up. See you at the anvil. Do you ever get so excited you run out the door before you know where you're going? I went and tucked this in the forge before measuring out the spot where I'm going to need to hit this thing with the fuller. You know, it's just like, oh, la 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 la. Whoops, I forgot a thing. How the heck I'm gonna spot that at the time? That I don't know. Yeah, hey, guess what? That's hot. Maybe don't stick that in your pocket. Maybe don't grab that back with your hand. Gee, who'd have thunk resting a tiny, slim piece of metal on a hot piece of metal would cause the little thin metal to warm up? Wow, thermodynamics, what a wonderful mistress. I don't know if this will work or not, but if we take this blunt chisel here, right on the edge of that, put a little chunk in there and a bonk in the bottom. It's not much, but it's something that hopefully I'll be able to see. Alright, back to the fire. So this is an awkward one as it's wider than these are, so we have to flip it up. Well, that's some kind of a divot anyway. Not much, eh? But I guess it wasn't as hot as it could have been. Oh yeah, and that's already loosened up. Okay, well. Alright, more heat. Oh, that was not good. Also, it's starting to look like I should have hardened, well, maybe not. I got a couple scratches in there, but I wonder how big of a shoulder you need to really put in before you can start working it down. I think I want more than that though. Well, she's not quite even, eh? Huh. On the other hand, I think that's certainly enough that I can tell where these two pieces are separated. For the most part, that is a successful run on the tool. It dinged up a little, but not very dang much, all things considered. I do feel like I might have mushed those a little bit. Were they that close together to begin with? I'll have to take a peek at the photo and stick that in there and compare or something. But yeah, for work that I've done, I'm pretty proud of that. Slip and slide. Damn things. Okay, now for the ever so much exciting process of drying out. So usually I would run a giant drying out session like this in a montage, but honestly, for your sake and mine, I think I'm just going to do this off camera, and I will be back when I have this drawn out. and share with you the more interesting steps of like shaping and contouring and whatnot. Hope you don't mind. Well, as you can see, I've drawn it out a bit. I've thinned it down some. I've kind of mangled this portion here, trying to smooth it out a little bit, but I think when it comes down to it, we can work with that. But this is at a point where I kind of want to grab the fuller again to neck down a specific portion in here and make that a little bit thinner yet. We haven't really gained a lot of thickness, a little bit, but I've been trying to keep it, of course, thinned out as I work down it. But moving along a little bit, thought I'd continue my experimentation with my new tool that I get to play with. I was thinking somewhere about, something I was thinking of. The bottom theoretically can only go so far because it'll hit the anvil, but the top can be driven down. I'm wondering if that's what happened the original time when it got all cattywampus. Next question, would this be better done with the hammer on the anvil or the horn? Or would this be better done kind of piece by piece through here? I don't know. Nor have I quite figured out the best way to straighten this when I can't get a good grip on this stinking thing. But I do have to say that looks a lot better, though it's hard to tell with that corner being knocked off. Okay. Alright, see what happens if we draw that out where we're looking. I think I'm going to try it on the anvil first, but I'm going to keep this handy so that if I need to quickly grab it and toss it in, it's right close by. This thing stresses me out how screwy it is. Oh, that was some nice obnoxious noise. I think though I might want to move back to the horn for the bulk of that, and then maybe finish it off over there. But having squandered, I think, the bulk of that heat, back to the complaining anvil, and then we'll hit her on the horn. Well, that's a funky looking thingamajig. I sure do get some funky shapes coming out of that. Whew! Spiraled the whole dang thing. What? Saw that one coming. Was not paying close enough attention to what I was doing. I screwed it up a little bit. close can I get this without burning my hand completely? Okay, that part's plenty big enough for my fat hands. Ever so accurate eyeball measurement. Whoops. And this is why whenever you punch something, you always recenter before you swing your hammer again. Okay. Oh, damnation. Oh gee, if only I wasn't doing some kind of a time-sensitive task. Too much heat's gone out of that, hasn't it? Okay, round two, I guess. Come on now, biscuit. Yay! I can see through it. Hooray! Alright. Okay, could be worse. Yeah. We have a little white through there. And our little anvil. Woo! Alright. For what it's worth, I have to say that's probably the cleanest hole I've ever punched. Admittedly, there's not much for competition. Oh, that sounded bad. Okay, stop staring at that and use your damn heat, you moron. More heat, more heat. That's the kind of thing that really makes me all sorts of nervous. This is where I could really use a little bic. As my anvil horn is just significantly too blunt to line that up on. I'm getting some nice browns and golds. Maybe I don't need to temper it as soft as I did. Huh. Did I read something on the internet that was wrong? Or am I doing something wrong? Always the tough questions. On the other hand, I might be able to force that over the end of the horn and maybe get a little work on it. Right now I wish I had a good bick. I think I already said that, didn't I? It'd be really handy. Probably thin that whole thing down a little bit more. Not much, but a little bit, I think would be very comfortable for my hand. Soon. A little bit closer and maybe a little bit more. Yeah, I like that. Okay, now to just make that even and nice and shapely, and all that. Yeah, I think I can work with that. It's not very much, but it might be enough to keep me from mangling it too hard. That's the hope anyway. Gotten so used to how little noise it makes up here, working it down on that heel there, listening to it clink, 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 wishing I had my air protection up here. Hadn't left it in the basement. Ah, shit. No! Away we go. Please don't melt my power cable. Okay, that seemed like it was going to be the answer to all my problems, but I guess not. Suppose that was naive for me to think that way. Why did I think that was going to work out any way other than the way it did? Alright. I wish that were a bit longer. I might make it happen. I don't know yet. I'm a humming and a hawing and being completely uncertain. But for now, I'm getting sick of listening to my forge sputter and spit away. So I'm going to say this is the handle done here for now. If I go through and thin this out a little bit, I won't bother bringing you back for it. We'll come back here to work on that piece. See you then. So I have thinned out widthwise the stem, the handle, well, not the handle, this piece here anyway. I've kept it pretty thick as I like to push pretty hard with my spatulas on things at times. I have thinned out the handle part and lengthened it significantly, as I'm sure you can tell just by how much of the anvil it takes up. Well, as promised, we are going to be working on the spatula head. It is quite thick in comparison. What is it here? Oh, I should have been prepared, shouldn't I? Yeah, that's yep, 1/4 inch. Should have known that too, off the top of my head. But yeah, it's 1/4 inch thick. For comparison, the spatula that broke is, that looks about a 32nd. So, can I make, oh, that stays pretty flexed if you flex it. Can I make something that doesn't bend quite that bad, hopefully, but is still flexible enough to, you know, work under an egg or something? I'm keeping this to give me just sort of an idea for width. So, width-wise, I basically need to double this. If I keep the length about the same, that would essentially cut it from 1/4 down to an 1/8, and then I could probably file it, let's be real here, grind it the rest of the way. But I might try at that point lengthening it a bit. We'll see. Off to the fire. Now that she's warmed up, I'm going to use the peen here and spread her out a bit. My oh my, that lost heat quickly. Even stopping to dip the handle a bit. Huh.